What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to show you how I added $120,000 in profit onto a business and $500,000 in lifetime value onto a business. I want to walk you through the exact framework that I implemented in this business to increase its sales and to make more money. Money is always a great thing. So let's get right into it. Let's walk right over to the computer, and I want to walk you through the exact framework. So let's walk right over to the computer. So right now, this is kind of the state that you're probably in if you're like me. You have a mid offer, it's not that great. Your content isn't that good, it's not getting a lot of views, and you're only able to book, like a few calls every single week. So a lot of people run into time constraints as well in this. So that's another big thing that you need to look out for. So before we start, you need to optimize your offer. If you didn't watch, I did a podcast the other day. I do a daily podcast called Dougally Digital, but I did a podcast the other day on offer, but I'm going to go through the same exact steps here right now on how to optimize your offer. So for maximum conversion, it's really important that your offer is optimized. The most important thing is to have a grand slam offer that makes a person feel absolutely stupid for not taking it. So a no-brainer offer. Make sure your offer stands out and is something that people will be excited about. So something that they actually desire. So here's how we're going to optimize our offer. We're going to first start out with the minimal effort. So you want to reduce the amount of effort that it's going to take in order to have a good offer. So the sacrifice that they're going to have to take, the effort that they're going to have to put in, you want to minimize that. You want to deliver better results faster. So you want to figure out how you can get them better results more than just, how to make more money. You want to figure out how to get them better results because you're going to make more money if they make more money. So if you can figure out how to deliver better results faster and make it faster thing, it's going to be a lot better. So we want to identify what is your current time frame for doing that and how can we make that time frame better. The next thing we want to do is reduce risk. So in this case, we want to take the risk out of it. So if you're a fitness coach, for example, the risk, well, if you work with them, there's not that much risk, but the risk could be not getting the result. So you want to reduce the risk and, add in a guarantee. So make it something that they desire. So what's their desired outcome? You really want to identify this desired outcome, especially when it comes to content creation, because it's going to be a lot easier to create content. And the last thing you want to do is make sure that that offer is quantifiable. So give it a number. So in my case, I might say how to add $100,000 to your profit in this video. I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but that might be something that you add on there. How to do this, how to gain 10 pounds of lean muscle, or how to lose 100 pounds of fat. Like that kind of thing where you can add in a specific number that's quantifiable is going to help you to be able to offer that service a little bit better. Here is what we want to go over next is how to make the offer actually work for you. A lot of people work for their offers. So they work to obviously improve that offer, but they also work to make sure that their offer is dialed in and make sure that they're actually able to do the offer. What you want to do is make your offer work for you. You don't want to have to be an employee and a slave to the matrix your whole life. You want to have that offer be the employee that's working for you and make that offer work for you. So how are we going to do that? Well, for one thing, we're going to push out more volume. So whether that's volume of DMs, volume of content, volume of deliverables, whatever it is, more volume. I think this one thing that's very overlooked is volume. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get more results. So we want to acquire more case studies, sales assets, testimonials. If you don't have case studies or testimonials and you're just starting, I know a lot of people on here are just starting out and they're trying to figure out how they get started. You can leverage other people's case studies. So if you were to do the exact business that I was doing, you could look and say, okay, here's how this person added $120,000 in sales using organic engagement amplification retargeting. And this is the exact proven system that I use as well to do that. So you can kind of arbitrage or take other people's case studies if they're using the same system and use it for your own advantage as well. And the last thing we want to do is niche down. So if you're a quote unquote fitness coach, try to think of a niche that you want to specifically dial in on. It might be, okay, I want to be a fitness coach for fat loss clients who want to lose 100 pounds or more, who are currently super obese and over 300 pounds but want to change their life. That could be your selling point. Or you are a fitness coach for specifically single moms that are trying to support their family and need to have workouts that are shorter. Okay, you want to be more than just, okay, I'm a men's fitness coach or I'm a women's fitness coach. Did you hear how in detail I went? You need to be going super in detail and actually be able to get that result by going in detail. This will make it a lot easier to provide results and make it a lot easier to sell because it's going to be something that they actually desire. Say you're a weight loss coach who specifically goes for people who are over 300 pounds who want to change their life. You are going to be a lot more convincing. It's going to be a lot easier for you to sell to that person because they know exactly what scenario you're in, especially if you can come up with a story either of another client or of your own where it's a little bit easier to explain it. So you want to niche down a little bit and find a super specific sub niche that you want to target. So how do you find what they actually desire? So the best way to find out what your target market's desire is to actually just ask them directly. You can do this a bunch of different ways. Do surveys, you can have one-on-ones. Like today I had a one-on-one with a colleague that is in one of the programs that I'm in, and we talked about what can they do to actually increase their bottom line for content agencies and for growth partners. So I talked to them, and their target market was basically me. So they talked to me, they asked me questions. They didn't try to sell me anything. They weren't trying to be, super pushy. They asked me, hey, what do you need? What can I help you with? And what would be a better solution to these problems? So you want to ask your target market. By taking the time to understand your customers, you'll be able to create better products that better suit their needs, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to sell to them. And they're going to be more tailored to their desired outcome and their interest. Additionally, it'll help you figure out the right messaging and visuals for your campaign, making sure they appeal to your target audience's desires. So you really want to just ask. The easiest way to find out what they desire is to ask. Let's move into your current funnel. This is most likely what your current funnel looks like. Most people, this is what their funnel looks like. They make some content, whether that's on YouTube, Facebook. They make a little bit of content, but since they don't have some sort of content partner who's actually helping them come up with ideas, coming up with scripts, coming up with the actual content that they're going to make, they don't get anywhere because they don't have anybody to keep them accountable. The biggest problem that I typically see in the content space is that people don't have anybody to keep them accountable for content. So first thing we want to do is make content. Then we're going to get views on the content, and then most people just wait for the leads to come to them and hope that their social media efforts will pay off. They kind of just throw it out into the darkness, and typically not many people see it because, again, your offer's mid, so nobody really cares about your offer, and the content isn't super valuable because you have no clue what your content should be about because you haven't bridged that gap. So I'm going to talk more about what you should be making content on in a minute, but I want to go into kind of what my proven funnel is that we used for, like I said, that client earlier that we added $120,000 on in profit. So first of all, you want to be making content. Yes, and we'll come back to that in a second. But you really want to publish exactly what they want. So when you publish it, you want to target the specific market using YouTube SEO, using Instagram SEO, and make sure that it's actually searchable, as well as making sure that it's actually targeting your target market. A lot of people make content and just throw it out there. They don't actually make sure that it's going to have an ROI. And that's a big mistake that I see a lot of business owners making nowadays. Then you want to have a call to action, which will nurture the leads. So in this case, the call to action is going to be to send DMs to everyone that's asking them to get on a call. Obviously, it's not that easy, and there's a whole DM framework that I have that I would give all of my clients, but that we use to get those leads. But that call to action is going to nurture the leads, and that's going to make them more likely to look at your content. So then you can make more content out of that. So as you can see, it's a cycle here. It's not just one line like most funnels are. A funnel is not supposed to be one line. A funnel is supposed to be a loop. A funnel is supposed to be something that keeps the audiences engaged and actually wanting to watch your content because you're going to nurture those leads. So the next step is going to be to send DMs to everyone that engages. This is not a sales DM. This is not, hey, I can help clients change their life. You want to talk? This is not, hey, do you want to become a beast in the gym? I'll help you. That's not what these DMs are about. These DMs are actually, legitimately, it's not for sales. These DMs are to nurture your leads. These DMs are saying things like, here is exactly how I took this person to this. And these DMs are actually showing people that you care. They're to actually build rapport. So from those DMs, you can book calls with people that actually want to change their life to have a better service. And then from there, we can make money. Money is the ultimate thing that we want to get here. Over here, what we're doing is we're not actually making any money. The problem is we're not making any money. We're not increasing our status. We're not getting any girls. We're not doing anything good. What we're doing here is just waiting for the leads. And the leads never come because you never actually put any action into nurturing the leads. This funnel that most people use is completely messed up. The problem is you're never actually seeing what your target audience wants. So you need to be following the new way to do things. You need to stay ahead of the curve because most people do this funnel. They just make content, get a few views on it, and wait for the leads to come. But over here, when you publish and target a specific market, you're going to be able to get a lot more views and it's going to be a lot more valuable. So that's kind of the trick here. This is the organic engagement amplification retargeting funnel. This is the funnel that I use for all of my clients. Kind of here's a little bit bit more of a breakdown of the funnel. When you make content, your content needs to be super engaging and high quality so that people will actually watch it and get an ROI. So they need to be able to have more value provided to them so that they stay engaged. From there, it's not just your content that matters. You actually need to have a profile that's optimized for growth. I did a whole video on this not too long ago, and I'll try to remember to leave it in the description if I remember. I might not. But your profile picture should be a clear headshot of you. You should have a clear bio that says not just what you do, but who you are as a person and what your values are. And you should convey that message in all of your posts through personal branding. Again, I did a podcast on that as well, just like a few days ago. It's not just about the personal part in the personal brand. It's about the actual brand itself. What you want to be doing is crafting content that's actually useful to your target audience. So that means give the market what they want. Don't hold anything back because people are lazy. And from there, we go back here and look. We can see, how do you find what type of content to make? You find what they desire. The desired state is the most important. So how do we find what they desire? So here's my complete content framework. It might sound a little bit simple, but this is what it is. Your current state is on the left, and your desired state is on the right. So I want you to write out 10 different pain points that are the current state of your audience. Then I want you to write out 10 desired states of your audience, whether that's money, having a good life and a good living, whether that's freedom, whatever that is, write it down in the desired state and write things down in the current state and pain points that your audience currently has. Next, you want to go in the middle of those and you want to write a gap. So your gap statement is going to be, okay, here's the current state, here's the desired state, and here's the bridge in between that connects the current state and the desired state. Here's the actual pathway to get there. That is what you want to make content on. In this case, the current state of most trainers, coaches, whatever, is that they don't have enough leads. So the current state is that they don't have enough money because they're not acquiring leads and their content isn't actually working for them, and they don't have a good enough offer because they're not niche down enough. So those are my current state items. The desired state items is, okay, you're doing online training full time, they're able to have financial freedom, the different freedoms, and then the gap is they use my current strategy, which is organic engagement amplification retargeting, to actually make a profit from their investments. So that's kind of how you get here. So let's go back up here to the funnel. So publishing and targeting markets to get the right views is very important. A lot of people like to throw it out there and just get views. Getting views is just stupid nowadays. You don't want to get views. The goal is not to get views. No matter what you're told, no matter what common beliefs, I want to kill those beliefs right now because views are not important. Getting eyeballs on your content itself has no importance unless you're getting millions of views. And most likely, most people aren't getting millions of views. And sometimes that can increase status, okay? But getting the right views, like I said, I'd much rather have 100 people who are actively engaged with me and are focused followers who like my posts every time, who actually see my content, who actually have a good understanding of what my target audience is and they are part of that target audience. That's going to be a lot more important than 10,000 people just seeing my content. So you want to choose the right channels. So in this case, I would recommend that you go on as many channels as possible, but Instagram's definitely a big one right now. YouTube's definitely huge. It always has been, and it probably will be for the rest of the time. Twitter's pretty big. There are so many social media platforms that you can choose from, but you want to choose the right channels for your content. And if you want help with that, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you want to reach out to me. But choosing the right channels is very important. Then you want to actually use a strategy to maximize your reach. So you want to stop targeting the wrong people. That is very important. You need to use a strategy. It's not all about just creating content and getting eyeballs on it. It's about getting the right eyeballs using a strategy. So the next, you want to have a call to action. So like I said, craft a clever call to action. Don't let people know that it's a call to action. You want them to think that it's just a kind of thing that you're saying. You want to not have it be seen as a call to action in the back of their mind. The engagement will increase your exposure easily 10x. And that's going to be very important for you. But you want to track the success of the call to actions and adjust, as needed. The next step is to send DMs to everyone that's engaged. So when you have your call to action, you want to tell people to engage, whether that's liking, commenting, sending you a DM, whatever it is. I want you to send a DM to every single one of those people that engages. Use personalization and continue to nurture those leads. Be very specific. It's better to send out 100 DMs a day that are super personalized and actually care about the consumer than it is to send out 1,000 DMs a day that aren't personalized. You're not going to get anywhere if your DMs aren't personalized, and you're not going to get any responses. Your response rate is going to be really low. So craft those effective DMs that continue the conversation and build those relationships. So it's going to be a lot of trial and error here, but building the relationships is a lot more important than trying to sell, because they will not just become become a customer, if you can show them that you matter, they'll also continue to recommend other people around them to come see you. The next step is going to be to book calls. I would recommend you consider to do a pure value call, completely free, no matter who it is, just to build the rapport. No sales involved at all. Just see how you can help them. And if you can't help them in any way, that means your offer probably isn't good enough. Because this is the way that you're actually going to make money. It's not by trying to have a sales call. It's by actually providing the value and building the rapport. That is how you make the sale. Then I want you to record every single call and study them all and find ways to improve that content. Next, it's the fun step, is to make the money and actually get your dream outcome, which is making more money, getting more leads, being able to help more people and acquire more money. So you want to continue to improve your product. So after you make money, it's not just about the fact that you made money. That's why I say study all calls. Not just the calls that you lost. You want to study those calls that are wins as well, because they're going to tell you something important. If you can improve even the little tiny places, it's going to help you a lot. So continue to improve your product, make your product better, and this will also help to decrease the churn and reinvest into more assets. If you're making money through, say, a content agency like me, I don't technically do a content agency. I'm more of a growth partner now. But back when I made money just purely through my content agency, what did I do? Okay, well, I had reinvested that money into better editors, into better team members, into setters and closers, into things that actually brought me money in. So money in is a lot more important than money out. But when you get the money in, then you can put the money out. So we'll go down here for a second and talk about throughout the process, you need to be consistently getting the feedback. So you need to be looking at this backwards. It's not about how much content you can make. It's about what content you make. So it's about the quality, and you need to be getting the feedback of what the market actually wants. So it's not just about putting out a ton of content that doesn't say anything. Get real feedback that the market actually wants to hear. You want to actually be able to help those people. And this is the only way that you'll be able to scale your offer and then keep it cranking and then keep those different things running. So booking calls, let's move down to if they don't want to book. The truth is, if they don't want to book, it's okay. You don't have to harass them. But if they don't want to book, send them free stuff, build rapport, continue to talk to them. Don't just block somebody because they said that they didn't have a coaching business or they weren't interested. Because who knows? They might give you a referral. So kind of the big overarching theme of all of this content is that you really want to make sure that you are optimizing your offer, that you are actually making your content work for you, and that you are actually ready to make money. If you're ready to actually take your business to the next level, especially if you have a coaching business, I want you to reach out to me. I'm not going to try to sell you anything right off the bat. If we find that it might be a good fit, then okay, we'll sell you something later. However, at the start, I truly just want to help as many people as possible continue to grow, because I see so many people doing it wrong. So if we can get a lot more people to use the organic engagement amplification retargeting strategy, there's going to be a lot more money in the hands of the right people, and there's going to be a lot better things that will happen in this world. So if you're interested, feel free to reach out to me. My Instagram is @TheZackB. My Twitter, my YouTube, whatever platform you want to look at is @RealZackB. Everything except for Instagram. Please, please, please reach out to me. Send me a message. I want to help you, and I want to see how I can actually benefit your business. So until next time, I'll see you later.